Hey everybody, a Retro Geek Dad here, back with another toy review. This time we got something pretty cool. It's pretty awesome, pretty pricey, but let's see if I can get this to do right and make sure it looks decent. So here we go. This thing's heavy. So we have our Mondo Toys exclusive 1/6 scale limited edition Anti-Attornia He-man figure. That's a mouthful. So if you are familiar with any of the Mondo toys, this is part of their 1/6 scale collectibles. I did have a previous video on the deluxe He-man, but this is a limited edition Anti-Attornia He-man. And Anti-Attornia He-man, if you're not familiar, I've done videos on him in the past. He's basically an evil version of He-man from another dimension. So if He-man was a bad guy, this is who he would be. Really excited about this one. It's really cool. Now he does come with a lot of the stuff that the deluxe He-man came with, like the different armors and some of the accessories and stuff. So it's going to be really cool to get into it. This video is probably going to be a little long, and hopefully there won't be the same quality controls as the previous He-man had in my previous video, because there was a lot of quality control issues there. But we're going to get into it, look at the packaging, take them out, look at articulation, accessories, the whole 9 yards. So stay tuned and we will check this figure out. Okay, so kind of bear with me because I got to do this one a little differently just because it's so big. We're going to take a look at the packaging first. So on the front of the package, we do have this amazing illustration of Anti-Attornia He-man. We have our figure here. Over here is the evil version of Castle Grayskull. They call it Castle Hellskull. Pretty cool. We do have our Mondo sticker here. And turning it to the side, we have our 1/6 scale figure, Anti-Attornia He-man deluxe figure here. And then on the back, we have a little description. So if you want to read that, there you go. And on this side, same thing as the other side, just the description here. And on the top, and make sure that's showing up, it's kind of the Masters of the Universe logo in red. And then on the bottom, we have our UPC code. Make sure that's focused. I'll get up close to that. There's our UPC code. So it is a heavy figure. We're going to open it up, because it isn't in window packaging, so we're going to open it up and everything. It does still have like the paper protecting the figure and stuff, so I'll have to take that off when we open the figure, so stay tuned. Okay, so go ahead and we'll open this up. I'm going to try to get everything in frame. So I'll take tissue paper out. So we do have this really cool photo of the actual figure right here. And the promo photos that they put out were really cool. They were on the Mondo website, just kind of advertising the figure. Really cool photography. We do have our figure here, and of course, it still is wrapped in like the paper tissue and stuff. So we do have, a window display here once we take all the paper out. So go ahead and do that. So we'll just open it here at the top. Attempt to open it. So it's got like a little tab. Okay. I'll adjust my camera real quick. Okay, hopefully that's a little bit better. Maybe you won't see all my photo lighting equipment in the way. But here we have Mumra the Ever Living. No, I'm just joking. This is our Anti-Attornia He-man. So it does come in like, a few layers. So kind of separate the layers some. So we'll go ahead and do the bottom one. So on the bottom here, we have our shield, our Anti-Attornia shield, our power axe. We have our useless stand. There we go. We do have the Anti-Attornia Fist. Now this is like the Thunder Punch. I don't know why the lights are going crazy. Thunder Punch effect. We do have our Anti-Attornia battle armor. And we do have, the pieces that connect, the magnetic pieces that connect there. Let's set that to the side. I'm trying not to get tangled up in my own cords. And then we have our actual figure here. Okay, so we have our Anti-Attornia power sword. These are the chest pieces for the battle armor. We have, a couple different hands, the heads here. And then, of course, we have our figure. So, set that there. So we'll de-wrap him. Oh, I didn't know he came with a poncho. No, that's cool. No, I'm just kidding. So that's just kind of keep everything protected. So here is our Anti-Attornia He-man. And like I said, this is like 12 inches. See if I can adjust the camera some. Oh, you saw some of my cords. So here's our Anti-Attornia He-man. Okay. Pretty cool. And it's basically the exact same mold and everything as the regular He-man. It's just, cast in the black for Anti-Attornia. But we'll go ahead and look at articulation. So the head is on a ball joint, and the head is removable. It comes with different heads. Arms, we have a swivel here. And it does kind of, up and down. It does click into place. Bicep up here. Elbows. So the elbows are not double jointed, they're just single jointed. And then the wrist. The wrist is on a rocker, and the hands can be interchanged. And then we have a joint here at the top of the chest, mostly just for turning. There's really not a lot of movement. The waist, right there, and then the legs, they are on a kind of like a ball joint almost. Yeah, ball joint. So pretty good movement there. Trying to keep it in frame, sorry. And the knees are double jointed. And then we do have rotation, right there. No rotation at the boots, but we do have a pretty good ankle rocker. I'm trying to get in, there we go. So pretty good articulation. Not too bad. We'll sit him there. So our power sword is our Anti-Attornia power sword, so it's cast in like a translucent red. And then we have our chest pieces for the battle armor. So it shows regular and then shows damage. So these are magnetic and they attach to the battle armor. So we'll get to those in a minute. And we have 3 extra hands. So we have a right hand grabbing. We have a left hand grabbing. So we have 2 grabbing hands. And then we have my favorite, the nose picking finger, the pointing finger. I got fuzzies from his loincloth on my hand. So that's the, the pointing finger. And then as far as heads, so we have 2 extra heads. So we've got a not snarling, just kind of ticked off looking face. And then we have our vintage style head with the vintage He-Mans, which by itself doesn't look good, but it does look kind of goofy on the figure. But we'll change out the heads in a minute. We'll set that to the side. And then we have our other tray. So on this tray we have our battle axe. And it's also in a translucent red. Yeah, all the little specks are the fuzzies from his loincloth. And then we have our shield. There's our shield, pretty cool. It's got a very metallic kind of sheen paint color to it. And then on the back, so it is the improved shield where they had already attached this handle, because in the very first release that was a separate piece. So that's the back. Okay, and then we have another hand. So this hand is like the Thunder Punch hand that came with the deluxe He-Man. So you can have him like doing like an evil Thunder Punch. Okay, and then we have our battle armor. So our battle armor is just like the He-Man's version. It's magnetic, so it's got magnetic closure. It's cast in the translucent red. So there is that. And last, and definitely least, is the Mondo stand. I personally, these stands to me are useless. I've tried using them in the past, and they're just, they're not any good for how I have mine posed. I keep mine in like a plastic, like a ward stand kind of thing. I'll have to show you a picture of it. But that's your Mondo stand, and then that piece here, and then that snaps on there like that. And then the figure like sits like that. So he kind of hovers, but I don't use those. So this is all of the accessories that come with the deluxe one. Now, I believe they did one that was not a deluxe one, and it came with less accessories. Like, I don't think it came with the power armor and maybe the extra heads or something. But, so this is everything for the deluxe. So I'm gonna kind of go through some of it. Most of it, the stuff that I don't go through is stuff that I covered in my He-Man video. So I'm not gonna go and change all the hands and everything. But we're gonna look at the different heads at least. So we do have our growling, kind of snarling head. And these just pop off just on a ball joint. And we have our not growling head, which doesn't look too bad. And then we have our vintage style head, which I get that they put them in there, but they look a little weird to me. I mean, maybe some people display it with that, but I mean, this is Anti-Attornia He-Man. He's full of rage. Definitely want the snarling one. And for the armor, so the armor, it just kind of unplugs from that piece right there. And you have to take the head off. You slide that off like that. And then the power or the battle armor, it just kind of snaps on. And it's got magnets in it. So there is that. And then the chest pieces, so we have a battle damaged emblem. And then we have the regular emblem. So there's that. Something that looks pretty good, looks pretty cool. And let's go ahead and swap hands. So the hands do pop off, and of course the gauntlets are loose too. So we'll put on the Thunder Punch. You just got to make sure that the little tendrils aren't in the way. So there we have our Thunder Punch effect. Right there. So we'll put on our holding hands. So the normal hands that come with it are the closed fist hands, but we're going to put the grabbing hands on, knock the emblem off. So that does come off really easily, just magnets. I'm getting tangled. Okay, pop that off. Put his other hand on. So there's the two grabbing hands right there. So we'll try the power sword. And the hands are flexible enough where you can kind of just wiggle the weapons in. There's the power sword. We'll do the battle axe. Just like that. There is our battle axe. There's him with his power sword and battle axe and the battle armor. So that's pretty cool looking. And that I'm going to take some photos and add some photos in at the end of the video so that we can get a picture, get different views of the all the different accessories and everything. Try putting the shield in. Always had a difficulty with these shields because you have to kind of push his hand under the handle, finagle it, and sometimes it's easier just to kind of just put his arm through it. So there it is with the shield. So yeah, it's a pretty cool figure. Definitely a good addition to the the collection of Mondo figures that I have for the He-Man line. There's really not too much to add, just because there's a lot of the same stuff here that we saw on the deluxe He-Man figure. So there's really not a whole lot to add, other than it's the Anti-Attornia He-Man. It's a recolor basically. It does feel a little more solid than the He-Man figure. I know the boot had broke off, like it had broke right here on the He-Man figure and stuff, but it seems a little more solid. The joints, they do kind of click into place, but it's a little smoother, if that makes sense. But definitely I see an improvement over the previous He-Man. Pretty good. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bunch of photos just of the different mock-ups with the weapons and accessories, and I'm just going to put those in at the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was kind of a quick one for a Mondo figure, but there wasn't a whole lot to add from previous stuff. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like my content, subscribe, thumbs up, drop a comment if you want to. But yeah, hope you guys have a great day, and we will see you next time.